Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Experience to Win with Miss Winsome Bentley. Excited to have her back here on the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hi, everybody. Good morning, Jill. Welcome back, everybody, to my podcast.
Yay.
How was your weekend?
It was fantastic. Easter weekend for us. Do you celebrate Easter as well?
I do. Yes, I do.
Good. Some Easter egg hunting. Are you recovering from yesterday? It was a good day, right?
Not quite egg hunting, but definitely, definitely like eggs. But I wasn't. My children are older. You know, I have teenagers, teenage boys. So the Easter egg hunting thing, not really my thing right now, but definitely. I grew up in a spiritual family. So it's definitely holiday that we like to celebrate. And it was great to have a lot of people reach out to me and I in turn reach out to them. So it was a great weekend. I actually had a good time doing several different things and I actually relaxed for a little bit. So, you know, being an entrepreneur, it's busy.
And for those that may not know, we have to establish all that you do. Please give us a little bit of your background. Tell us some of the things that you do, and then we'll get started for today's show.
Yes, definitely. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Again, this is Winsome Bentley. I am the CEO and founder of Experience2WIN. That's Experience, the number 2, WIN. I can easily be found at my website, www.experience2win.com. I can also be found on all platforms, all types of social media. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Beautiful. I am all over the place. I am all over the place. I'm not that hard to find. So if people hear my accent, I want to remind everybody I'm from the island of Jamaica. So even though I was born in Jamaica, I actually moved to Jamaica, Queens, believe it or not. And that's where I actually grew up. So my accent might come in every now and then, but I'm sure it's not that hard to understand, right?
Nope, not at all.
Yes, I love it. So,
great. And I know today we have a great conversation in store, and we're going to start off talking a little bit about, pressure of life in general. I mean, let's talk about that and how that's increased and changed. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. So we all know that there's a lot going on in the world, right? And that could be personal, that could be political, or that could be private. So for me, one of the things I encounter as an entrepreneur and just as a human being, it's something that I think everyone can connect with and everybody can understand, which is pressure, right? Pressure could be emotional. Pressure could be physical. Pressure could be mental. There's so many pressures. It could be financial, you know, and everybody deals with pressures very differently, very differently. There's some people that cannot actually deal with pressure. And of course, there are outlets for them, and we definitely encourage that more often than not. But I would hope that people also take from the notion of pressure that it sometimes builds diamonds, right? And that's how you get out on the other side of the situation, whatever it might be. So the pressures of life, we all endured COVID and the pandemic together. Together, we all did that. And, you know, looking back at that, Jill, I'm going to be honest. Looking back at that, I'm saying to myself, man, I'm going to have stories for my grandchildren because I made it through 9/11. I made it through Y2K. You remember that?
Yeah.
You remember Y2K, Jill?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. At the beginning of the millennium, you know, everybody thought the computers were going to shut down, you know, and that was a form of pressure too, right? Growing up in New York during 9/11, I was working for the city government at that time because I've always been in government service, right? So that was a lot of pressure as well. You know, working in any kind of social service, any kind of law enforcement, any kind of human contact work, you deal with pressure. But just coming through with the pandemic, that alone is just one of the pressures that we all went through. So I'm just here to encourage everybody because as an entrepreneur, we have to be able to look back, learn, and live. So dealing with the pressures of life, that's very important because a lot of time people feel like they are alone. And I felt that way. And I know you have, Jill, because anybody listening to the audience, that's a human reaction, right? So for me, there's tons of services out there, but even if people are not comfortable with a stranger, I would definitely encourage people to connect with whoever your social support system is. That could be your significant other, that could be family, friends, your children, your religious entity, whatever it is, or if you just want to meditate. So I definitely encourage people that there is more than one way to deal with the pressures of life. And especially as an entrepreneur, which is what I do, there comes that pressure as well. The financial burden, you may not have health insurance, if you're just doing that as your sole purpose of income, you may not make money the first 1, 2, or 3 years, right? There's just so many pressures to think of. And then you watch TV and there's pressures from that. And then you deal with your family and personal, and you deal with pressures from that, so there is a lot going on in the world. So that's why my motto is to leave this world better than I found it. So
beautiful. And rising up after this pandemic, let's talk about that, because that's a whole nother issue. And so many of us have been affected. Yeah.
Let me tell you, Jill, we all have to rise up. Rise up is a statement that I learned when I grew up in Jamaica. And that is a sentiment that anybody in this world can definitely understand. You have to rise up like a phoenix. You have to rise up like a phoenix, because what other option do you have?
Yeah.
Yes. Come on. A lot of times we, thinking back, Jill, and I'm going to share this quickly with the whole audience, being here on this podcast and being here on my podcast gives me an opportunity to speak to everyone, and it gives people a chance to connect and bond with me, right?
Yeah.
But if they knew my story, and I've touched on it a little bit, Jill, but if anyone here truly knew my story, they would say, you know what? I can see that she has risen up. And yesterday was Easter. Isn't that the message behind Easter? That God arose?
He rose from the dead. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. So rising up after a pandemic, it doesn't only have to be COVID. It could be a personal pandemic in your life that you have arisen from. So I'm going to use myself as an example, because to me, that's how people connect and that's how people understand. So 3 things that rocked me, and I put emphasis on that word, rocked me to the core. I actually have a daughter who passed away. I had a daughter who passed away. And you know what today is, Jill? Today would have been her 21st birthday.
So sorry.
Today would have been her 21st birthday. So RIP to Rihanna.
I know.
But I have arisen. Since then. I am here way past that. And you want to know why? It has been through a multitude of help, family and support services. And I mean that because I actually did bereavement therapy, right? Because that's super helpful.
Been, by the way, how many years now?
Yes. So it's been 20 years. And today is her birthday, and I am smiling as I'm here talking to you, because a lot of people have their own personal story.
Yeah.
So, Jill, that's why this podcast is so important to me. That's why my podcast is it's an arena. It's an arena for everyone to understand and connect. So when my talking points and my bullet points for this week is about rising up after a pandemic, I've had my own personal pandemics, right? And I am still here. And when people can connect to your story, and when people can understand who you are and what you are, and now what you've become, right? They see that montage, they can connect it now to the Phoenix. They can connect it to Easter that was yesterday, and the God has, they understand what it is, because God sacrificed, right? And I don't want to get too much into, religion and everything, but that was the context that was taught in the church, that he was crucified and then he arose. Yeah. So we all go through our own personal crucifixions. We all go through our personal pandemics, but we have to arise in whichever format serves us best. So I did bereavement therapy, and that was a major, major, major help. I have friends that I would never give up. I would never give up. When I tell you they are like family, so I'm going to teach the audience something real quick. Growing up in Jamaica, there's a saying, and the saying is, good friends better than pocket money. And what that means is good friends are better than money in your pocket. And that is so true. So anybody that has a personal pandemic, or anybody that feels, wow, how can I rise after? I'm telling you, it can happen. I am living proof. Yeah. I am living proof. I'm living proof. When you bury a child, it hits different. It hits different. It hits different. You know what I'm saying? Every time I go back to New York, she's buried out at Pine Lawn. Every time I go back to New York, I always. That's where, man, my cousins are there too. Two little twins. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So condolences to your cousins. And, you know, Jill, listen, I have been very, very, very honest and vulnerable and clear and transparent, right? You can hear the context in my voice when I speak. So when I'm on my podcast every Monday and I'm talking to the audience, they know they're talking to a real person. They know. That's why the name of my business is Experience2WIN. All my experiences have led me to this stage that I am on today. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. My name is Winsome. I'm a winner. It's in my name. You understand? So at the end of the day, there's nothing being sold here. This is the truth. This is life. This is reality. And that is the context that we all should have in our mind when we move forward through our day.
Beautiful. Wow. I love it. Your positivity, your energy, Winsome, and you're helping so many people do the same.
Definitely. Of course.
And next up, I know we want to talk about the Zen Zone. What is the Zen Zone?
So that's something I came up with. So the Zen Zone, we've all heard of Zen, right? When you've reached that level of euphoria. Yes. It's a level of euphoria, Jill. You know, everybody listening to the audience today should find their own Zen Zone. That's something I came up with. So if you hear anybody else with the Zen Zone, let them know it originally came from Experience2WIN.
Got it.
So the Zen Zone is where I find myself after a hard day or after dealing with a hard situation. I have to find myself in a place where I can find Zen. That comes from a variety of catalysts, right? Okay, yeah. I enjoy music. That is one of the things that gets me in the Zen zone. I also love to dance. I love to pray. I love to meditate. I love to shop. I love to shop, you know, and we're all adults. We like adult things, you know, that helps with the Zen zone too, you know. So that is one of the things that ties back into my prior two bullet points. This podcast, it's all about arising, right? And it's also making sure that you understand that there is a portion after. The Zen zone is where you get after you've arisen from your pandemic, So one thing I need the audience to realize and understand, you know, my double minor, so I have a degree in deviant behavior and social control, but my double minor is in psychology and sociology, right? And I understand human behavior. Even if I don't understand why they do it, you have to understand people, right? And we learn every day. We learn absolutely different things every day. For me, I live by what I call my personal trifecta. So that's my motto. That is my mantra. It is hindsight, insight, and foresight. That's how I live my life. So everybody in the audience, I want you to remember that. Hindsight, insight, and foresight. Let me get into it. Hindsight is when you look back and you learned that life lesson. You now can see through a different set of lens and you say, I could have approached it different, or man, why didn't I say that when I was in that interview, or what, anything you look back at, you can say, wow, okay, so next time I'm gonna do this, right? Cool. That is valuable, and that brings value to your life. So for me, insights. Insights, Jill, is awareness. It's awareness. You have to learn. You have to learn, because that's where you find your purpose. That's where you find your purpose. I am now a CEO and founder of Experience2WIN. That is my purpose. Everything that I've done up to here, having over 30 years in community service, advocacy, and outreach, me working in the criminal justice and human services field, me being a mother, a wife, a divorcee, me coming into my own with this new family, myself being a model, and a curvy BBW, big, beautiful women, model at this stage in life, being an author. I've released a book. It's on Amazon, everybody. It's called Mind Blown, MINDBLOWN, Mind Blown. All of these things have led me to where I am now. So I'm in the Zen zone. I'm in the Zen zone. Experience2WIN was birthed from that. So with all that being said, that's how everything ties in.
You're amazing. Congratulations again on the book as well. I mean, like I mentioned, there's a lot to you. It's hard to do an introduction for Winsome Bentley. Just know she's winning, and she's trying to help you win and win and win.
That's right.
Awesome. So what else do we have on tap for today, darling?
Yes. Well, outside of everyone finding me online, remember www.experience2win. That's experience number 2, WIN, and all the major platforms. I also definitely wanted to touch base on a few things. I have the book out, as everyone knows. The book is actually on Amazon, and drum roll, please.
Yeah.
Oh, over the weekend, Jill, I was notified. So I'm on Amazon, and Amazon has this amazing platform called KDP, right? It's an amazing platform. And that's your Kindle Direct Publishing. And they actually rank your book. So, my book has been out for about a week and a half now, and I got notified that I was now ranked as a bestseller.
Wow, congrats. That is amazing. Really, congratulations, sweetheart. Really. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So it's not number one yet, right? It's not number one yet, because we speak affirmations and we manifest our future. That is very real. That is very real. So you use your tongue. The tongue is mighty, and you speak into existence what you want in your life. So it's not number one yet, but it will be. And anyone that reads that book and picks up that manuscript, they understand life. They understand how your mind can be blown. They understand how lies can lead to truth. They understand how the life that you had can actually collide with the life that you're building, but actually attempt to collapse your future. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing how decisions and people can affect you. That's how you rise up after a personal pandemic. That's how you find that Zen zone. So definitely everyone go out, grab your copy, leave a review. I poured my soul into that book, and part 2 is coming out. It's a series. So we're definitely going to delve into the characters more, give a little bit of background history and everything like that. And that's how all great movies and all great works of art are done, right? You start everything off, you let people know what the crux and the story is, and then you start giving that background so you understand the mindset of the characters, and you get how and why and when they did the things that they did. So all of that is leading, my experiences have led me to here, and everyone else's experience in life is leading them to where they are. So we're all winners. That's where we got to go.
If we could all be so positive and uplifting, and that's what you help people with. And by the way, let's point out, it's experience2win.com. That's experience, the number 2, win.com. And if they're looking for you on social media, how do they find you?
Yes, I can be found at Experience2WIN on all major platforms. So go to Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. It's Experience, the number 2, WIN. But I can directly be found on my website at www.experience2win.com. That is a great avenue, a great arena. They get to see all the facets of me, Jill. I get to show them, myself as a model. Oh, and we can't forget that, Jill. I have a fashion show coming up.
Congrats. And you had a shoot last week, I think, right? For something?
I did. Yes. So I had 2 photo shoots last week. I did an outdoor leisure and travel photo shoot. So I'll definitely be submitting those soon. And I also did a boudoir and lingerie shoot.
Congratulations. Isn't it feel liberating? Yeah. It feels so sexy. And like, are those for personal pictures or those are up on the site for us to see?
No.
No, because some people do it for significant others. Some do it because
I get it. And you know what? You never know what the future holds. Right now, most of my photo shoots, Jill, I use them for magazine submissions. I use them for my composite cards, which is like your business. Yeah, that's your business card when you model. So a lot of different photos, when you submit it to magazines, they're very clear and they let you know, please, when you submit to us, do not have it all over social media. They want to be able to have they want to be able to release it, right? And publish it. And of course, we know that they can reach an audience that we may not be able to tap into. So we definitely respect their rules and things like that. My composite cards, I update pretty often, maybe once a month with the different shoots. And then, of course, we do have some that are on my social media on all platforms. On the website, they will definitely get the opportunity to see Winsome Bentley as the model, Winsome Bentley as the author and creative writing coach, Winsome Bentley as a speaker, Winsome Bentley in all facets. They have an opportunity also to be in contact with me. But you know what they really get? They really get a bird's eye view into how I became Experience2WIN, how my brand, my baby, for lack of a better term, Jill, for lack of a better term, this is how everything came together, because what that website has, everybody, are actual testimonials from people that I've worked with, people I've networked with, people I've been under their tutelage, which is training. And these are people that have known me over 30 years. Some people have known me 7 years. Some people have known me 2 years. So when they go on www.experience2win.com. They will see my prior mentor. They will see people who I've actually been in the neighborhood with. They will see different networking opportunities, and they're all from people who are also business owners. So this is not, I just like Winsome, because I'm very likable, of course, right? So definitely there's nothing wrong with that. But these are actually they have their own brand, and these are people that actually own their own businesses. So they will be able to see different genres, different contexts of who Winsome Bentley is, what experiences I bring to this brand, how I can help them, because that's the motto, right? We use our experiences to become winners, and that's how I live. So they see it, and it's an affirmation, it's a confirmation of who I am, what I've done, and what I can bring to the table to now assist them in being the best them.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. It's a pleasure. Wow. And there's so many benefits in elevating, getting to where you want to be. And I know clearly that's what you do. And you're here to help us then, and also learn to invest in people. Stretching season. We still have a few more topics to cover. Just want to make sure we're getting there.
Definitely. Yeah, it's the stretching season. It is the stretching season. That's also something that I've come up with. That is one of my main topics for one of the speeches that I'm building for a future engagement. The stretching season means you're expanding, you're stretching, you're finding yourself in new norms, new realms, and you're actually not in your original state. You're being pulled in different directions, but it's okay. It is okay, because being in your stretching season is where I am. So that's why I can live it and I can share it. Being able to be in that fashion show coming up on Sunday in Orlando is amazing for me. is amazing for me. It stretches me. Being a CEO and founder stretches me. You know, I have a variety of people who are in my personal support click, and they always share insight, right? So that also stretches you when you have people that pour into you, people that can share things with you. That stretches you and molds you into the new you. So that form of stretching season is what everyone should be living every single day. Every single day. Stretch. It's okay to be uncomfortable, not hurt yourself. No. That's not what we're saying. But it's okay to be uncomfortable, because if you stay comfortable, you will never know where you might end up. And I've gone through some very uncomfortable situations. I really have. And Jill, we're women, right?
You're so honest. Yep.
We know it. We know it. And everyone in the audience can understand that. Everyone's been through either a bad breakup, right? Or everyone's been through like a personal loss, or everyone's had someone super close to them deceive them. Who can't understand that? That's a life lesson many of us learn, many of us. So for me, let your stretching season be your actual purpose.
Beautifully said. Wow. And we still have just a few minutes, 2 minutes left. What else do you want to share before we go? My gosh, it happens so quick every time.
Jill, you know we enjoy ourselves on this podcast every Monday. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Listen, I enjoy my podcast. I enjoy this opportunity. I enjoy meeting the audience. I enjoy people reaching out. I enjoy helping. I enjoy being a humanitarian. It is important to leave the world better than we found it. It's important to live a life that you know you're actually speaking on reality, not facades or things that, sound good. No. This is real life. This is real life. So again, all our experiences lead us into becoming who we are today. Experience to Win, a multifaceted arena that assists you in being the best you. Anyone can find me on any of the social media platforms, but my direct contact can be made at experience2win.com. That's experience, the number 2, WIN.com, experience2win.com. I absolutely enjoy my podcast every Monday. Y'all can find me here, 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on
Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Well, thank you again.
Standard time.
Pleasure having you as always. You have a fantastic day, and bless your little soul, little daughter up in heaven today.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing that. And know, it's hard for everyone lost, but you got to get over it, see through the positive, and you got to keep smiling, because that's what they would want you to do. Keep winning.
And stretch. Yes, stretch.
Thank you, sweetheart. Yes. Have a great day.
Many of us have had experiences that have led us to being the winners we are today. Hi, I'm Winsome Bentley, CEO and founder of Experience2WIN, a multifaceted arena that can assist you in being the best you. I'm an author. I provide creative writing services. I'm a model, entrepreneur, public speaker, and humanitarian. You can find me on www.experience2win. That's experience, the number 2, WIN.com. See you soon.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's
It's going to be okay.